Is your goal to have a happy, wonderful life? Well, if so, you might be heading down the wrong path. Today I'm going to talk to you about several things you are likely doing wrong in your pursuit of happiness instead of a quality of life and health that really is meaningful for you. So let's get into it. Point number one. If you are watching more than 2 hours of TV a day, regardless of your age, you are rotting your brain. Too much screen time is linked to a host of bad things: obesity, anxiety and depression, sleep disturbance, cardiovascular disease. There's even some research suggesting that people who watch more than 3 hours of TV a day have worse memory several years later. Point number two. If you don't move your body, interact with somebody, and try to do something that's at least mildly interesting to you most days, you're asking for a worse quality of life. Moving your body. Exercise is the number one way that research tells us we can promote this idea of neuroplasticity. Neuro referring to neurons or brain cells, and plasticity meaning we can make them better. Being social. Having social networks and social support is linked to better functioning and potentially protecting us from expressing symptoms of dementia. There's some really great research, several research studies who looked at people over time. They signed up for studies where they did neuropsych testing and other evaluations throughout their lifetime and donated their brain at autopsy. Really invested research participants. When they looked at their brain, they said, okay, some people have pathology. Their brain doesn't look good. There might be plaques and tangles of Alzheimer's disease. It might be vascular problems. It might be something else. But some people had pathology at a level that would make them express or have dementia. Some of those people had that during their lives. Their brain looked bad upon death, and they had dementia during their lives. But some people had a brain that looked really bad and never expressed it during their lifetime. They didn't show signs of dementia. Yes, I give myself chills every time I talk about this. So what's the link? What's the magic? One of the things that they are suggesting might be key to this is a type of social support. Now, one study looked at people and defined social support as people that you could ask help of or tell them something important and they would listen to you. The number of people that you have that with and the number of times that you interact with those people each month. That was kind of your network of social support. The other study looked at a specific type of social support called supportive listening. People didn't have to solve your problems or hug and kiss you all the time, but they needed to be there to listen to you and feel like you were being heard and being supported in some way. For either of those two conditions, having a bigger social network or having this supportive listening, people did not express their dementia, even though their brain looked bad upon death, during their lifetime. Magical, and tells us a reason why you should be more social. Cognitive engagement, using your brain, use it or lose it. There is great research suggesting that people that use their brain, whether it was remotely from going to a lot of school and education and so on, or ongoing use of your brain through a variety of different exercises, not physical exercise, but mental exercises, build up this idea of cognitive reserve. With cognitive reserve, you might have some problems with brain functioning, but it gives you a buffer to not experience more problems with how you are able to use your brain in real life. Next point. If you are really excited about one activity, whether that's crossword puzzles or politics or reading, and you read voraciously every single day, or gardening or whatever thing that you just love with and you do obsessively, I am going to say, nice job for doing something that is excellent, and I still think that you are shortchanging yourself. What the research suggests is that we should do novel things, switch it up a little bit. It's great that you love your one thing. That is wonderful. But trying new things has additional benefit for this idea of neuroplasticity. So mixing it up, yes, at the very high level. We all want to be doing these things. Traveling, taking classes, learning languages, playing instruments. That is excellent. Do that whenever possible. and online resources that make it much more likely and available that people can do this. But when you can't be doing all those big things, maybe you don't have the money, or maybe you don't have the time, or maybe you're too stressed out, or maybe there's COVID, or whatever the case may be, then at a moderate level, once a month, schedule, if you don't put it on the calendar, you won't do it, schedule something new. I don't care what you do. If you love birds, then go to the Audubon Society, or go out in your backyard, or go to the park and bring your app and try to identify a new bird. If you love old cars, go to a used car lot and talk to people about the classic car they have parked there. If you love baking, go online and find a new recipe and try it. Just do something new, whatever your passion is. But at a micro level, every single day, you can do something new. You walk up to a door and you open it with your non-dominant hand, or you use that hand to feed yourself, or comb your hair, or brush your teeth. When you go for a walk, walk in a new area. Walk in a different direction from the way that you normally go around a path. When you go to the grocery store, walk a different path in the grocery store, so you see a different section first. It'll be very confusing at first, and good for your brain. When you get up there to check out, try to remember your checker's name and ask them something about them so you can remember it and be friendly next time. When you sit down to eat tonight, sit in a different chair. Your brain is going to be like, no, put me back, this is terrible. But it's kind of fun if you can get yourself to do it, and it's good for you. Tiny little things can bring novel learning or new experiences and make your brain work better. Finally, if you aren't doing something to contribute to someone or something outside of yourself on a regular basis, you are destined to be unhappy. There are thousands of things that you could do. It might be taking care of your children or your grandchildren. It might be contributing to an important cause. It might be caring for an animal or a plant. It doesn't have to be the standard dog or cat. Think more broadly than that. Maybe a fish or a hamster or a bird or a snail. You know I love snails. Maybe it's a marigold that you have in your windowsill. I don't love marigolds, but that's fine. Some people do. I have a friend who is now in love with growing mushrooms, and he emails me about his latest package of things that are growing, and it's great, and he's so excited. Good for him. If you like growing things, it might be gardening. It could be volunteering at the plethora of places that are dying for volunteers. It could be reading to someone. It could be sharing your knowledge of a hobby or a craft. It could be visiting somebody who really wants company. Everyone needs a job, regardless of your physical or mental ability. Without it, we spiral into a sense of meaninglessness and despair, even if we're not aware of it. Research even suggests that purpose and meaning and having that in your life is associated with a reduced risk of dementia. Now, they also looked at, maybe if people are just happy and they have positive affect, that they'll have lower risk for dementia. And this was not true. It's not so much about just being happy, it's about the essence of giving to something outside of yourself. So remember, the goal is not just to feel happy in life. And in fact, chasing happiness can be a recipe that really puts people at a sad, striving kind of disadvantage. Rather, it's this idea of creating a life that is rich and fulfilling and meaningful to you. So ask yourself, what is one small step that you can take based on the ideas that we just covered? Share your first step in the comments below and join our community, either by subscribing on YouTube or joining the This Beautiful Brain newsletter, where every week I send out new ideas on how to have a better brain and better quality of life. Can't wait to see you there.